So we can see here how this part has changed, how much it has changed from the 3rd century BC. This is part of the defensive wall that was built in that time that we saw in the Agora. So that part is here. This is called the Tower Gate, or the main entrance in the city from the 3rd century BC up to the 14th century. That part of the ruins there are the remains of this Tower Gate. And it is part of the defensive wall on the other side. And on in the next stop where that we will have, you will see parts of that defensive wall. In the 2nd century AD, we can see the aqueduct, how beautiful it is, and you can see the bridge inside the aqueduct that people could walk and could pass from the plain in the city and vice versa. And the ceramic cubes were in the upper part of this aqueduct. So, and in the other one, this is the place where the basilica is and the nymphaeum. So they didn't have, the basilica wasn't built yet, but it was just a building. In the other one, in the 13th century, the aqueduct was destroyed. Actually, it was never built again. It started to be destroyed in the 6th century AD, especially because of the earthquakes. This is the basilica. The people gave it the shape of the cross. Here is the nymphaeum, the Tower Gate, and the remains of the aqueduct that we see in this part of the city. Okay, let's go inside the basilica to see the mosaic in the corner and the shape that it has. In that big gate with arch, and you can see the shape that it has, the shape of the cross, and they were built facing the east, representing the Star of Bethlehem and Christ, when Jesus Christ was born. This part of the wall, this part of the Tower Gate that we saw in the basilica. Remember that part there? And this is part of the defensive wall that was built in the 3rd century BC. We will see now on our way the most well preserved part of that defensive wall, and you will see how huge the blocks of stones are. Let's continue. This is the Vivari channel, the natural channel that we saw when we came here in Butrine, whereas the lake is where the mussel beds are over there. In this part we see where the channel is mixed with the lake of Butrine, so it brings the salty water from the Ionian Sea inside the lake and makes this part of the water, so this combination is making the perfect conditions for those kind of mussels to grow there. They are black and beef. They are not included in the menu for today.
Do you like big black mussels?
No, I don't like mussels.
Okay. Good, I think we just shout then. Sorry, I'm ruining your tour. No, I do apologise.
The most important is that you enjoy the show.
So far, Bestie, we're enjoying this, aren't we?
I'm loving it. It's really good. It's a beautiful day as well. It's a beautiful day. And look at this view here. The Russian tour behind us here. And какой это вид? Это очень хороший вид. Yeah, you like my Russian?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we move on now as we're getting caught behind there. We're getting left behind by a group. Right, we've got to go down these steps, so I'm going to put the camera down before I fall over and break my neck.
You can see anything, just a continuation of the wall. But there is something very interesting here, and the reason why this gate was built in this way. So the enemies that would come by the Vivari channel wouldn't see the entrance of the city and wouldn't attack the city. This is one of the main entrances in the city from the 4th century BC. And it is part of the defensive wall that was built in that time. And you can see these huge blocks of stones. They are limestones. And people got them here in the south of our country. If you notice the part from Samil or the Lake of Butrine that we came with the bus, it's the same. And you can see that part is on the way back. In this picture here, we can see two animals. This is the head of the bull, which represents the animal.
Wait, get out of it.
And this is the lion, which represents the inhabitants. The lion is eating a bull's head. And this is called the Lion Gate, part of the defensive wall that was built in the 4th century BC. The gate dates in the 4th century BC. But people have made this picture here to give a message, or as a threat to the enemies. Don't you dare to come to attack our city because you'll have the end of the bull. We are as strong as the lion is. So there were no lions here, but people have made a picture to show how strong they were, so to protect the entrance of the city. The old gate dates in the 4th century BC, whereas this block of stone, where the picture is here, dates in the 6th century BC, much older than the old gate. It was taken in a temple in Acropolis, And people have put this block of stone and have made a picture in the 5th century AD to protect the entrance of the city, because it would be very difficult to enter this way. And we had to hold on like this to pass on the other side. But this was very dangerous because they didn't know what to expect if they ended that way. So this was a very good way to protect the entrance of the city.
Right, watch again. We're back on the bus and we stopped earlier just for a quick buffet and lunch. And we sat there in the shade, nothing fancy really, just a quick buffet lunch, which is part of what we paid for the tour. You had a beer which you didn't really enjoy.
No, it wasn't my favourite beer though. No. But you
I had the local drink called Raki, which I thought was quite nice actually. It's a clear drink, and if you don't like it, you can quite easily use it as a brake fluid or petrol substitute for your car. It's that sort of strength. So yeah, Raki it's called. So we've done that. Now we're getting back on the bus now, as you can see. Now we're off to a castle. So I don't know how far away this is. So when we get to the castle, I'll come back to you. So see you soon. Right, we've made it to the top, to the said castle. I'll put the name up on the screen. We've got to hurry up. Come on lad, we've got to hurry up. Because apparently we've only got 15 minutes here and we've got to move on and get back on the bus. So, I'll just give you a quick view of fit Russian girl there in the black shorts. She is absolutely stunning. And there's another Russian girl who's tall, statuesque, and very nice as well on this tour. So, anyway, enough of that. Give you a quick taster of the views up here, and I'll tell you, it was steep coming up here in the coach, I'm telling you. It was in crawler gear coming up, but check this out people, worth it when you get up here. Look at that lot. Them hills in the background. Lovely. So, moving on now, we have to get a roll on apparently, because it's a case of quick, have a walk round and get and have a look. So, I'll come back to you in a minute when I'm up at the castle.
Now, there's an MSC cruise line over there in the distance.
Other tour groups here obviously. Let's walk out here, they're all going this way, so let's go the opposite way and we'll have some more room to ourselves. Right, so down here is Sarande and outskirts of And also, as an added bonus, I've just discovered there is, right on the very top, a nice little restaurant look with a bar. So I would imagine you could have yourself a meal up here as well if you wanted to spend a good few hours up here and enjoy yourself. That's worthwhile. And this is quick views of the gift shop. So a few local wares here. Usual type of stuff to find anywhere. But I'll just show you anyways what's here. Some drinks, bits and bobs, usual mugs, and small pottery items.
How much is that out there? The costume?
Some stuff over the back there, look. So that's what's for sale here, everybody. Right, we're off the coach and we're allowed out to play now, but we're up against it because we've got an hour and 10 minutes before we have to be back at the pool. So, hope you're ready for a whistle-stop tour of the local town. So, let's go. Right, so back with you again, and we are walking along the seafront here in the town, and there is various little bars, as you can see, dotted along like that, and drinks places to get crepes by the looks of that, look, and ice cream, so on and so forth. So this is the scene down here at the moment, folks. Lovely. Worth a visit if it's a day like today. So we're going to continue on here because we've got about an hour to ourselves, we're allowed, before we've got to be back at the port, which is over by the far boat over there is where we came in. So we've got mill around this area now and see what we can find. So that's the plan. What I will say is duty-free type stuff. You're allowed 2 litres of drink, but only 2 packets, individual packets of cigarettes back through getting back into Corfu. Coming from Corfu. 1 litre of drink. Oh, it's 1 litre. 1 litre of drink. There we go. 2 packets of cigarettes, not I said that. Only two individual packs, not a sleeve, not a ream, whatever you call it. 2 individual packs, that is it. Which, how much did you pay, Bestie?
It was 5 and a bit euros, so it's almost half price. So it's cheap, and it would be brilliant if you could bring loads in, but you can't. Yeah, so there you have it. That's your duty-free updates from here, in case you're wondering, because I bet some of you would be, because I wondered as well. So that's the story here. Right, we've got some more stalls here now. So it's usual touristy type stuffs, but if that's your thing, then this is for you. So you got your normal bracelets and wares there, the usual shades. You know, you get this. You know the story. Trinkets, shiny bits and bobs, them sort of things. Get yourself placemats, all them sort of things up. Purses, wallets, belts. And so on and repeat. As you know with me, I'm always looking for something that's a little bit different, but there's much of a muchness stuff here. But if you just want a little trinket to take home, now we have ice cream, and I'm gonna decide on one of these, so back soon. Right, so after enjoying a little ice cream there, I've walked up a bit further and you've got this restaurant here, and should we have just a quick look? Obviously usual drinks, I'd imagine, and then let's start here. Wing of the Eagle, there you go. Give a quick flick through what you can have. So the money's Lek. There we go. There we are. Usual soft drinks, and then your beers, wines, local wines, so on and so forth. And that's the restaurant there, look. So if you are down here and you have more time than us, you could sit in there and have something to eat. And now we're up to cocktail bar. Once again, if you've got more time than us, you can come in here and have something to eat in there if you like. And more stalls along here, look. People still being ferried on and off the cruise liner there, look. Let's see if I can get the name of this. See how my zoom does. There, gotcha. There you go, there's the name of it. I'm trying to hold it as steady as I can.
There you go. So I imagine that's here for a day or two. Okay, so because we're up against time when we didn't have enough that we wanted, really, that was a walk along the front for you to get a little bit of an idea. And it was literally a walk round, and now we've got to go to where we saw and got on the bus first this morning. So that's what we're doing now. So we're back at the port. I'm just walking down the ramp now. So hopefully we'll see our tour guide and someone else. And
I think it's straight through here.
Yeah, it looks like it's over this ways. And we get back to our craft. All in all though, pleased with the day and pleased we did the tour, which we wasn't going to do to start with, but then we decided on the fly, no, alright then, we'll have the tour, and really enjoyed it, really enjoyed that.
Well, this is MSC Cruises.
Yeah, this is not us.
Is it?
I think we are over there.
Yeah.
It's got to be up here. Because
I'd like to be on the MSC cruise liner. I'd prefer to be on that than going back to Corfu.
yes, yeah.
But I don't think they're going to let us on with this Finicast boarding card.
It's worth a blag. Try and blag it.
Yeah. Can we have a go on your boat, please?
Yeah. Confusion at the port. We was told to go where we boarded the bus this morning, so we have been, but we've been sitting here where we was told where we met the bus, and there's a boat over here, not the type of vessel we had coming, but a different type of vessel from the same company, and there's lots of people getting on that, so we're going to check out over here now. Let me move the camera around. This one here, and see if they have changed boats, and we've got to use this to get back to Corfu now. So we're just coming across. We're going to ask some questions. So confusion reigns here at the moment. So I'll update you in a minute. So as you can see, we're on a actual vessel this time, actual boat, rather than the whatever that. What was that style of boat this morning? It wasn't catamaran. What do they call them? Hydrofoil?
It was
hydroplane?
Something like that.
Hydro thingy that we was on this morning. We're not on that now. We're on an actual, just like a ferry, if you like. And there's a deck downstairs for vehicles and everything else. So we're on that now. So unfortunately, that's why they cut the tour and everything, we think, isn't it? They cut everything else short because they know you've got to get a normal boat back, and it's going to take at least twice as long to get back with a coach pickup. So unfortunately, if we was on the other type of vessel, we'd be back in no time, and we could probably have a bit more around town. Shame, but oh well. At least we get to see a bit more on the way back, I suppose, because we'll have views like this, which is a bit more open. So where's the life jackets, Besty? Just in case. Can't see the life jackets here. Hopefully it's not going to be like a Thai shipping disaster that you read about, and we'll be alright. So we're going to see how we go on this. So, after an hour's or so's pleasurable boat ride, shall we say, back into Corfu town, we've finally made it back into port on this boat. Shame really, if we'd have been on the other style, funky like space sort of style, stingray type boat, Troy Tempest if you like, this morning, we'd have been back ages ago. But no, we've been on this junker, but we've just finally come back in now. And we're now back in Corfu town, nearly, as you can see here. So sun has been out and obviously shining off the sea all the way, so we've caught a real good tan now, I'm telling you. We're toasted now, and we're just pulling back into port now, and then I suppose we've got to then pick up the bus and then back on the bus. But we've been on energy drinks, so we may last back into Corfu town, so fingers crossed here folks. Right, so as you can see, we're back on dry land again now, land lubbers. So here we are, walking back in now. We've got our passports in our pockets just in case we need them, but we don't think we will, do we?
We're not sure, but what a fantastic day out it's been.
Wasn't it? It was bloody great. We really enjoyed this, I tell you. Really enjoyed it. So do book yourself on this if you're in Corfu. Well worth it. If you get a nice crossing like that, like we just had, then excellent.
It's a right crate though, isn't it?
That thing coming back is a right crate. We should have had the Stingray Troy Tempest funky one.
Absolutely, but we didn't.
No.
Can't have everything.
No. And there's this lot, I think, are waiting to get on now.
Hey guys. Hey.
Smile, you're on YouTube.
Yeah. George Bush does not care about black people.
No.
Told them.
They're not so cocky now. Right, where are we going? Right, we're going in here.
We're going EU National.
Back in a minute.